What's up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this POV review by Autobahn. My name is Max, and today you join me on a drive with the new Skoda Enyaq RS. And it's been, well, it's not really that new. It was introduced last year. It was refreshed last year, but I see them so often, and I really liked the Skoda Enyaq RS, so I thought let's take the Enyaq as well and see what it is all about. So today I'm going to show you around it. We'll do a walk around, show you a couple of the things that you get on an RS, and then we'll take it for a drive towards the Autobahn for an Autobahn. Well, blast is maybe a bit too much because it is limited at 180, but we will definitely do a top speed run. At the front you get the new tech deck front, so you get the Skoda letters and the new lighting units, the DRLs that look very nice, super aggressive. When you see this thing on the road, I think they've done a really good job because it's super recognizable. You also get a more aggressive lower part of the front bumper there for the RS. As with the Enyaq RS, it is basically it's more like equipment and optics than it is like proper performance and drivability. It does have a bit more power, of course, so it's 340 horsepower, 545 newton meters of torque, so it is the most powerful version, but like handling wise it's not really an RS per se. It's more like it looks cool and you have the most power. So you do get lower suspension, 15 millimeters at the front, 10 millimeters at the rear, and you also get these wheels. These are the optional 21-inch wheels. As standard it comes on 20s. Behind that, as standard, you get the adaptive dampers, which are great, really outstanding. One of the best features on these cars. On any VW group car nowadays you have that slider thing with the adaptive dampers, and it is really good. Pirelli Scorpion elect tires, so not really sporty there. RS badge, I know that it seems like there's a V there, but I think that it's only in the UK that they say VRS. We just say RS. You get black mirror caps, black roof rails as well, black window surrounds, and then this is sort of a bigger version of the Enyaq. I think it might even be on the same platform, but it's actually pretty good space wise. So this is behind myself, and I'm not 197, so I'm freakishly tall. This is really good. It's nice and spacious, a lot of headroom as well, and it's basically the Enyaq plus a little bit over here. So you get a bigger trunk, 585 liters for the Enyaq, and it's quite a usable boot, very square, quite deep here, bit of storage over there. So yeah, it's actually quite nice. And do we also have the, where is it? The umbrella, driver's door. Yeah, there it is. I was looking over here, but it's in a different spot. No umbrella over there, but you do have a spot for it. So I think that's nice, quite a cool feature. What else? Do we have a frunk? Don't think so. No. Okay, so that's your storage area. Secret cubby over there. Why is that massive button over there? Anyway, so it's like a fast, big EV, and I think the look of it just makes it interesting. And also 340 horsepower at this price point with this amount of space. I mean, it all sounds very good to me. So let's get in, because the interior is very nice as well. You've got physical buttons down there, which is great. Your gearbox or your drive select down here. Beautiful seats with the RS logo there, and like bucket seats, super comfy. Yeah, this is just great. Seating position is great. Love this steering wheel. as I said in the Elrock review, this steering wheel, like these buttons and these wheels, is a lot more premium than you get from some premium brands nowadays. Big screen over here, which is perfect, responds really well and is easy to use, even though I feel like it's slightly tilted away from me like that, which is kind of weird, but might be optical illusion, but I don't know, it feels a bit strange. But everything is in here and it works great. You have shortcuts over there for the lane assist and the speed limit warning, so that's very convenient. And then you just put it in drive and you're ready to go. We've got D, drive, and B. So B is basically full regenerative braking. We've got drum brakes at the rear, which brings me to my least favorite part of the car, which is the brakes. I can't get used to it. The Elrock as well, I drove that car for a week. I just couldn't get used to it. This is exactly the same. It's so weird that you hit the brakes and it just regens, and then you need to brake pretty hard to actually activate the actual brake. So that's also why they use drum brakes, because most of the time you're just regenning like this. But it is just super difficult to gauge how much braking you need. So I end up under braking most of the time, which is a bit annoying. You can also use the pedals over here for more or less recuperation, so you can also turn it off, which I like, so the car just sails basically. I think it's much more comfortable than the regen. Tire noise, it's pretty loud actually. But I do think that, as I said, it's not really the RS part doesn't really have anything to do with the handling. It's just super comfortable. Let me just go to individual and we can use the slider. So there you have the slider for the dynamic dampers. And let's just put everything in sport. E-sound, sport, awesome. I don't really care about that. And then, yeah, you have comfort, normal, sport, and then you have 3 above and 3 below. Well, especially the 3 below comfort is it's so comfortable, and it's just the difference between all the way left and all the way right is so big. I do really like this platform. It feels so solid. It has a great audio system as well. It's got this Canton audio, and you can change the sound individually for subwoofer, bass, mid-bass, mid-treble and high tones. It sounds really, really good. It is definitely a must-have, this system. We've got dual motors. WLTP range is up to like 560 kilometers if you go for this one, the regular one. If you go for the coupe, it is a little bit more slippery, so that one has a bit more range, like 8 kilometers, I think. Well, yeah, okay. So I need to rejudge every braking action because it just doesn't make sense to me. Okay, here we go. Full throttle. So let's go to sport. So, yeah, we're already okay. So this is the limiter. Yeah, this is not great. I would have loved them. I would have loved if they did like the RS version. Yeah, at least like 200 kilometers an hour would be great, right? 180 is just so little. Power wise on the Autobahn, it's okay. It's not super fast. G90 is really slow. Oh my god. I just came from a 900 horsepower M5 G90, so it's very, I have to re-gauge my speed feel. Okay, let's slow down a little bit and I'll do a pull from 100 kilometers an hour, full throttle. Yeah. Okay, so it's fast enough for me. I would say it's fast enough. I don't really care about fast EVs, as you know. Maybe I talk about this sometimes, that I don't think that EVs and sporty cars really mix, because I think it's too contradictory. As soon as you start extracting power from it, you also go down in range so quickly that it just takes out all the fun for me in a daily driver. I just want the most range and the least range anxiety, basically. So I think that's what they did with this. It's not super sporty, it's not super fast. They could have easily, you know, pulled more power from this 79 kilowatt hour battery. Compared to the previous Enyaq, the pre-facelift, I guess, that one was 77, it's now 79. So 0 to 100, 5.4 for this car. Let's do a launch. Oh my god, the brakes. Honestly, in a normal car you just get used to the brakes. After braking a few times, you know what it is like. With this one, I just keep under braking. I cannot get used to it. Okay, do we have launch control? I don't know, just there we go. Launch control. 5.4 seconds, 0 to 100 is what it does. Same as the Enyaq RS. Fastest Skodas ever. 0 to 100. But I quite like this size of car. I think it's not really an SUV. It's like a crossover, but it almost feels like a big hatchback. And it feels solid. It feels quite agile. It's a very comfortable car as well. And I just like the look of it. I think they've really done a good job. And if you look at the regular Enyaq or Enyaq and you put it next to the RS, I think you see a big difference. It has a different look. Eco tires, not really agreeing with that. Oh, that's not bad. Hello. Honestly, I don't know what they did to these cars. The new Skodas are awesome. I really like them. They just feel, the steering is not, you don't have a ton of feel in the steering, but it's just, it feels right. The suspension, the everything just feels well built, well judged. Oh, brake, yeah. Ooh, this is like the floaty mode. And it just, whoa, it moves so much more. But it's still good. I like it. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it too. I know this is not like the usual stage 2 straight pipe turbo whatever, but I truly believe that we need to drive these cars as well, because it is an RS, number one. Number two, there are, I think, quite a few people that watch our videos that also own these types of cars, so I think it's still fun to experience them and to interact with you as owners as well. Yeah, and I just enjoy driving as many cars as I can, so that's also a reason. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. You can subscribe by clicking the big button, check out this video, this playlist, and we'll see you at the next one. Bye.